Well, hello. It's just the two of us. The kids are not here, so we are going to be doing an update to our YouTube channel. You guys are probably wondering, where have they been? What have they been up to? We had a few friends ask us, like, do a new video, but we waited probably way too long for this. It's been about almost a year and a half since our last video, so ready to give people an update?
Yeah. Of lots of updates.
Tons of updates.
Yeah, so real quick, we went on a date this morning, and I have been wanting to try this for a long time. A lot of good reviews. True Fru, if that's how you say it, I have no idea. But I purchased it. It's the raspberry flavored ones, and so we ran to Target real quick to grab them. So kind of wanted to sample them and see how they tasted. So we could do that first. You want to do that first?
Sure, let's do that first.
And then we'll start the updates on everything. That's really good.
It's different. It almost tastes like those the candy that you get around like Christmas time. The cherry in the middle, chocolate on the outside. I can't remember what they're called.
It's like you have that burst of raspberry that's sometimes tart, but yet then you have this like really hard outer shell. Because you get it in the frozen section. I thought they were just sitting on the shelf, but you get in the frozen section.
So we made up a list and tried to figure out what happened since our last video.
Yep.
So we are going to go back all the way to December 2019 and what happened. My mom was diagnosed with breast cancer, and in the long journey of things, this was the last call that changed our lives.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much saying that she went to the doctor's appointment, and from that doctor's appointment, they, in my words, said, go to the hospital stat.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where everything changed.
And we knew we needed to make that trip. Huge sacrifice for the family, but the best sacrifice we've ever made.
Yeah.
So we packed up everything. I called my parents that live in Utah, and we made a quick overnight stay there to drop off our dog Pongo, and we continued on our way to Colorado Springs, Colorado.
Yeah, the next morning.
Mm-hmm.
So that leads up until 16 December.
Mm-hmm.
So 16 December we made it there. We got to my mom's room about 3 o'clock.
Mm-hmm. Everybody was there.
Everybody.
All the family.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we ordered pizza that afternoon from Domino's to a hot spot. So we went out there to this hot spot because it's where the GPS told us to go. And the Domino's people, well, the lady drives by the hot spot. And
And who are you out there with?
I was out there with my nephew, Randy Ray, Malachi. Was Maverick with me? I don't know. I don't know.
Michaela?
Michaela was out there because she remembers. Because I think she actually fell on the ice or something. Someone fell on ice. It was icy.
I stayed up in the waiting room.
Yeah. And they're like, oh, hey, is that our delivery? And she's like, oh yeah, you guys could have put the room number on it and we could have delivered it up there. Wow.
Who knew?
Yeah, who knew? So that is the evening, 16 December. And then we started taking... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. What were you going to say?
I was going to say we decided to take turns to stay with my mom that night.
Yeah, so we had to kind of had a quick family meeting to decide who was going to stay with her and like doing shifts and everything. And Matthew, did you quickly call to find a place for us to stay that night? Yeah.
So we went ahead and the Air Force was around the corner, and since being military and everything, I called them up. They were actually renovating some places so we actually had to get a more expensive room than what we really wanted, but it was actually something that God was actually he placed there, and
Definitely provided for us.
provided it was a huge place to stay there at the Air Force Academy. So after we decided who was going to take shifts, and I was actually going to go back at 4 o'clock on the 17th because it was going to be my turn to stay with my mom.
4 o'clock a.m.
On
Yeah,
the 17th.
yeah.
Well, I got a call probably at 3 o'clock on the 17th from my nephew saying that, hey, they can't find grandma's oxygen, so you probably need to get down here. I was like, okay. And then he gives me a call back. They said that they took her nail polish off, but then they were able to get her oxygen reading. So I fell asleep probably for another 10 minutes, got back up, and started heading down to the hospital. In the midst of me changing, that's when my nephew called me, Randy Ray, and he actually said that that she has passed. She's no longer here. That my dad was actually by her bedside at that time when they did pronounce her dead. So I made my way to Memorial Hospital. I was able to be in the room with my sister Vanessa, nephew Randy Ray, and my dad. And of course my mom was there. And but I was able to be there. And then shortly after that, that's when Melissa Ray knew that she passed, that she died, and then so that we're started making the arrangements from that point.
Yeah, and I got up, and the kids got up, and they were kind of asking us like what our plans were for that day, and I just kind of tried to change the subject as much as I could because I didn't want to say anything until Matthew got back to the room.
Yeah.
So once he got back, him and I kind of talked about a few things and what our plans were for that day, and we had decided that we were going to let the kids know. And the kids had been begging us, because they had been once before, but they had been begging us to go back to Focus on the Family and go have that experience there. They love listening to Adventures in Odyssey, and just going back to a place that was familiar to them and they knew was a happy place. So once Matthew got back, we told him the news about Grandma passing away, and I think they were pretty much in shock because they had just seen her 12 hours before.
Yeah. They were like, what?
Like,
We had other plans already.
Yeah, we had plans that we were going to go back to the hospital. We were going to do, special things for Grandma, and just be there for her, and not to really have that last opportunity to say goodbye in a sense was, I think, kind of a shock. And I know a lot of people go through that. They've, dealt with that in their lifetime, but for us, it was our first time. So we had never experienced anything like that. So we, did we stay another night or did we pack up?
We packed up and then we headed to Rocky Ford.
Well, we went to Focus on the Family.
Focus on the Family in the afternoon. Then we headed to Rocky Ford.
Yes.
And that's when we were making the
arrangements
for my mom, and it was a few days before Christmas. And then we actually left a few days before Christmas because a storm was coming in, and then we spent Christmas in Utah.
Yep.
And then now, if you look at the timeline, it is now January 2020.
Around that time was Maverick's birthday.
And he's been bugging us to go to Chuck E. Cheese. Since we moved out here to California, he was bugging. And right around this time, we started hearing about this virus, this COVID, and be prepared. And so if you kind of recall back February and March of last year, people were talking about this virus coming out.
But it was in China at that point. So it was like, it's not going to hit us. It's not going to affect us. Everybody was feeling the same way. It's not going to come this way.
We celebrate Maverick's birthday. Sixth birthday. And that was the last family outing where all of us could be together.
At a restaurant.
Was Chuck E. Cheese.
It was.
I was about to say where a kid could be a kid, but that's Toys R Us.
Oh my word. Okay, yes.
Okay.
They had just finished basketball season.
Yes.
So that was a huge
Just
deal.
finished basketball, ramping up for baseball season.
But during COVID,
that's where everything shut down, stay-at-home orders. I wasn't going to the office as much, but at the very beginning, couldn't even go work out at a gym because they had to close down. So that's when garage workout started. Trying to figure out something because some of the stuff I couldn't even do at home. I was able to somewhat what they call rent out some equipment. I had a kettlebell and an ab mat and tried to figure out what I could do with some of that stuff. You couldn't even get weights off the internet.
Nope.
And then couldn't even get toilet paper. I mean,
but I think the weights were a big thing for us. Like we were pretty stocked on toilet paper thanks to our daughter Michaela that pushed hard for us. Well, I actually heard about toilet paper running out, and so I went on Amazon and got us a huge bundle pack, and so that saved us, like, because it was normal price, and then when I looked back a week later, it was like double the price.
Yeah. And so like.
But weights were a big deal for us because
Yes.
we didn't have any. We had 3-pound weights.
Yeah.
We didn't have any other weights, and so you're like trying to research and thinking, okay, it's going to be simple and easy, just like always. But when prices are doubled and they're out of stock, it's not. It's
like
not easy.
price gouging.
It was.
Yeah.
During May, at one point there was a window of opportunity where salons opened. I mean, it was like 2-week time frame. They opened, and Michaela went in the very first day, and she decided to donate her hair. She donated 13 inches. Like, her hair was so long, and I'm sure you could insert a picture, right?
Yes, we can.
Super long hair, and chopped it off to 13 inches to donate. She donated to Wigs for Kids because Wigs for Kids is an organization where they don't charge the recipient for the wig, and Michaela is very big on giving, and she wanted to make sure that her hair was used for a good cause. So I'm so proud of her. I'm so excited that she did that. And with that, Matthew and I had been really talking about doing something for ourselves. Because I think, sitting around watching Family Matters, all seasons people, kind of gave us like a little fire underneath us to think of something that we need to do for ourselves, not only as a couple but as individuals. And so we decided to start
75 Day Hard. It's from
it's called 75 Hard, isn't it?
75 Hard.
Yeah.
For 75 days, and the CEO Andy Frisali from First Form actually came up with this challenge, and so it was a progress picture a day, 2 45-minute workouts, has to be approximately 2 hours apart from each other from the last one, and sometimes has to be at the hardest times of the day almost, but you could decide when you want to do the workout,
and everybody's version's a little bit different.
Yes. Yeah. You get to choose any diet you want, any diet in the world, any diet that is to your liking.
A gallon of water, and 10 pages of a book.
An
actual hard copy, like in your hand book. No Kindle, no nothing.
So we started that in June, like June 6th. So that took us all the way past our daughter's birthday, her 15th birthday.
She was not excited.
She was not, because we couldn't have any cake.
That was one of our restrictions.
Restrictions. So at that time when we did that first 75 Hard, we actually said like no added sugars, no breads, no pastas, which was great for us.
But 75 days without it is a long time, because
we pretty much just jumped into the deep end on this. We didn't know. We were just like, hey, this is what we're gonna do, so we did do it. But going back to Michaela's birthday, her 15th birthday, and there's this thing going on You heard it all around America. You heard it all around our neighborhood. But people
It was
honking.
somebody's birthday.
Yelling. And, you know, it just reminded me of one time I was coming back from a workout or something, or back from the store trip, and I saw a taco truck in the neighborhood. And
Oh, do not tell us.
I go inside and I tell Melissa, I go, hey, there's a birthday party down the road. They have offered us.
They didn't offer us.
They go, hey, I'll go see if we can get some tacos from this taco truck
That they rented.
that other people rented. And so I actually went over there. Well, Melissa
With Michaela. I
I
ran inside the house. I wasn't going to be a part of it.
Well, Melissa like triple dog dared me to, like, you won't go do this. And so I actually went over there and did it. And got dinner for us. And even though we went to the store just to get dinner, and but it was a taco truck down the road, and that's what was going on around our neighborhoods. People were renting trucks and having parties. I mean, I recall one of our friends, they had like a video game trailer that came to their house for the part of their son's birthday party. But that was great. But the drive-by birthdays, that was just exciting for some people and hard on some people, because they couldn't really visit with their friends as much because of social distancing. And yeah.
Yep.
Now we're in September 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we didn't have a friend over around that time, did we?
Yeah.
But on Labor Day, before Malachi's birthday,
before.
we just forgot about it,
What?
is we actually had, I had an opportunity to jump with the leapfrogs. And
No. You need to like kind of go back then. You walked into the house.
okay, so there's one point in one of my meetings for work that they were kind of, I don't know if they were joking around, not joking around, I don't know. But I heard that they needed some people to tandem jump with leapfroggers. I didn't know what I was getting myself into, didn't know what was really going on. And so I kind of told Melissa about it. She's like, hey, why don't you ask? What is that going to hurt? So I just asked some of my leadership about, you know, what can I do? Is this true or not? So they told me to reach out to a few folks, and then I was able to get on the list to tandem jump with the leapfrogs. So now we're like October 2020.
Yeah, and nothing really happened. I mean, Pongo turned 3, which everybody knows Pongo. He's a wild child.
Yeah.
We had your birthday.
Had my birthday, Thanksgiving. Went to your friends this Thanksgiving?
No. We decided to take up tennis.
Oh yeah, so that was fun. Maybe we'll do a video at the tennis course, hitting the ball and chasing the ball.
Yeah, that's basically what we do. And we take Pongo, and he likes to fetch the ball but not bring it back to us. So.
Yeah, and keep the ball within the fence so we don't have to chase. And then December hits, Christmas.
But before Christmas, the Cowans came. Whenever we say the Cowans, that means like my brother Shane and his wife Delaney and their 4 babies.
Yes.
So they came. They were actually able, my sister-in-law Delaney could find really good deals. Like, she's really good at researching and finding good deals for anything. And so she found like amazing tickets for the whole family to fly out here for 3 days. We had a blast. We packed it in with as much as we could. I mean, especially with things being closed. So we went to the beach. We went down to the Kissing Sailor over by the U.S. Midway. And we just basically hung around. I mean, there was only 3 days, so
yeah,
we just...
nothing at that time was really open.
No, nothing was open. So of course they were like, we're gonna have to come back sooner than later. So
yeah.
So anyways, but yeah.
Yeah. Then we had Christmas. I think we stayed Christmas all day at home because nothing was really open. No.
All that to say, like.
Yeah, because now it's January, your birthday again. Things are starting to open back up. February, starting to open. March, April. I mean, Easter's gone. I mean, Maverick's birthday's gone of this year, so now we're in 2021. And
of May. We have 4 weeks left of school.
Yeah, so we've kind of caught you up, and
we have a few like videos that we still have to edit that we're gonna throw in after this one, because we went to Disneyland again that we never had time to edit before Matthew's mom passed away. We've purchased a few things that we're gonna do reviews on that we need to edit, but we really wanted to get this out, because we've been gone for a while, and I think we're ready to get back going and putting our whole heart into this, because this is something that I feel passionate about, documenting our family and having friends and family that are not around. They're able to kind of follow us through our journey and hopefully inspire and help other families in any other situations that they're going through. And so just being that light.
Yeah. But
thank you guys for watching.
Well, I was going to say see you soon, but see you soon.
Yeah, talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.